The Cold War by Maya Werner,
Alex Fratto,
Emma Walker,
and Abby Knives. Mao Zedong led communist forces in China throughout a long revolution started back in 1927. He governed China from its establishment in 1949. Along with Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong is known as one of the most significant communist figures of the Cold War. In 1949, he took control of China, called the Fall of Mainland China to Communism.
Before the Cold War, China was under great distress and separated into two. One side was led by Mao Zedong, who was a communist, while the other side was led by Chiang Kai-shek, who was a nationalist. The sides were separated and fighting. However, at the start of the Cold War, the two sides needed to come together and make sure China does not get separated. Even though Mao Zedong and Chiang Kai-shek do not like each other, they came together to fight during the Cold War. After the Cold War, they started fighting again, and ultimately Mao Zedong and the communists won. Chiang Kai-shek and the nationalists then went to Taiwan, originally called Formosa.
South Korea. During the time of the Cold War, the Korean War had also started between North and South Korea on June 25, 1950. By the month of July, American troops had joined in to provide help to the South Korea. After back and forth fighting across the 38th parallel, the fighting stalled and casualties mounted with nothing to show for them. One of the reasons the United States helped South Korea was to prevent and fight the forces of communism. Meanwhile, American officials tried to create some sort of agreement to stop fighting at a certain time with North Korea. Finally, in July 1953, the Korean War ended, although the Cold War still continued.
In its most basic form, the 38th parallel is the land that separates North and South Korea. North Korea is communist and during the Cold War was under the control of Kim Il-sung. On the other hand, South Korea was capitalist and during the Cold War was controlled by Syngman Rhee, who was their president. The United States agreed to aid South Korea if they were to engage in war with North Korea. China agreed to do the same for North Korea. The Russians had given tons of money to North Korea in hopes that they would take over South Korea. The USSR hoped the US would not get involved. They were wrong. As expected, when North Korea crossed the 38th parallel, the United States came to help South Korea as ordered by Truman. The 38th parallel was chosen by U.S. military planners at the Potsdam Conference in July of 1945 and has continued to divide North and South Korea since then. The 38th parallel is a demilitarized zone that is neutral for both countries. Today, the 38th parallel remains a border between the infamous North Korea and South Korea, and with heavy fortification, it remains one of the most sensitive military areas in the world. Thank you.